It doesn't matter if it's a slow leak from some cleaning product or a huge break from plumbing. Liquid under the sink is bad news. The good news is there are some relatively cheap and easy to install products that not only prevent the problem, but also let you know that there is a problem. First, let's talk about prevention. Under sink mats are the answer here. These are silicone or some similar type material mats that are easy to install. These mats are impervious to liquids and will keep the leak contained until you have a chance to address the issue. If you have plumbing coming up through the cabinet floor, not to worry. You can cut through the mat and silicone them into place. More on this when I go into the specifics of the mats that you see here. Now that we've stopped water or anything else from making contact with the cabinet, the next problem is detection. Remember, there are two parts to this equation: preventing the leak and knowing there is a leak. Let's be real. Who opens up all of their bathroom and kitchen sinks every day? No one. Even if you do, what are the odds that you can see a small leak between all the stuff that's stored in there? A leak detector is a must. Leak detectors are little devices with sensors that have a built-in alarm. If the leak detector comes into contact with water, the alarm is set off. Now, there are gotchas here. Like my paper towels soaked up all of the water and the leak detector didn't go off for weeks. Holy cow, it actually soaked up all of it. Even the design of the mat can prevent the alarm from coming into contact with water. But at some point, the water will come into contact with the alarm, and when it does, your cabinet is still protected the entire time. This is where trying out so many different mats makes a difference in deciding on the best mat to protect your home. And that is the next video, which I will link to at the end. This all sounds good, but what's the catch? Awareness, which you now know about, and cost. These mats cost between $35 to $60 each. The sensors, anywhere from $11 for a simple alarm sensor to $50 for this one with the capability to send push notifications to your phone. This is a fin leak sensor, which talks to Fin Plus, a water monitoring system that will shut water off to the house within seconds when this sensor detects water. Those numbers start adding up, especially when you have a few sinks. But let's do some simple comparisons to justify the cost. The basic pre-assembled cabinet from Home Depot is $259. That doesn't include taking off the countertop, removing the waterlogged cabinet, or anything else that is surrounding the cabinet. But let's stick with that $259 for some easy math. Going on the high side with $60 for some of these mats, and that's sometimes you can find them for a better deal. That is $240 for 4 mats. Add 4 $11 sensors and we are up to $288. We've just prepaid for a cabinet that we will never buy, the hassle of dealing with insurance, contractors, our lives being interrupted with all of this remodel business, unwanted remodel business. Now, I am totally ignoring the worst case scenario where water is just gushing out, it goes over the mat, and you have a lot more to deal with. That is where a thin ecosystem or something similar really pays off. But for leaky containers and other small, very slow leaks, which I would assume is the vast majority of what you see, I mean, even the fact here that in setting up for this video, I just saw that there was some leaks that just like little driplets that collected in the last month. This will get you by. The low cost option seems pretty reasonable. If your keyboard is already heating up and you're going to mention something about tiling the bottom of your cabinets or something similar, here's a few thoughts to consider. Number 1, something is better than nothing. So good on you for thinking about this issue already. My concerns with these kinds of solutions are, what happens on the outsides of the cabinet? How does the water stay contained? As we saw when my WeatherTech mat went over the side, it came right out on the floor. If you cover the hole, the water will still pool and soak into the sides. My second concern is when it comes to reselling a house. Putting something on the bottom of the cabinet is not necessarily an asset. You can't remove something that's permanently in place without causing damage. The bonus with a mat is that your cabinets look nice if you take them out. You can either sell the mats with the house or take them with you because you're guaranteed to have a sink in the next house. Size could be an issue. Of course, this assumes your cabinets are in good condition. If they are not, mats are an easy way to cover sink bases that no longer look new. If you have another solution and a good argument for it, by all means, please add that into the comments so we can all learn. Here's another bonus tip. Don't overload the space below your sink. With or without a mat, putting pressure on plumbing below a sink is an invitation for a leak to start. If you're like me, a lot goes under the sink. This is totally fake so you can see the mat. Just make sure you leave plenty of space so nothing knocks into the plumbing. If you're at the point where you are already scrolling through under sink mat options, there's a lot of mats on the market. In the last couple months, I've been sharing leak tests along with how easy it is to clean up each mat. I was truly surprised. What I thought was important was not actually as important as some other aspects, which I only learned about by testing all of these mats. Definitely check out this video next so that you get the best mat to protect your home.